here with Matt Roberts. We're gonna review some history memes. So Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself really quick before we get going.
My name's Matt Roberts. I'm currently a PhD student at Auburn University, War Eagle, and I'm studying the Civil War because we need more people to write books about the Civil War because there's not enough in the world yet. I know Camron from back at BYU, Hawaii.
We were both in the history program. So.
Yeah, I love history memes, and I love that you did that previous recording because actually I used to teach middle school. I taught middle school for 4 years, and my last year I was going to do an assignment with my students where they were going to create their own memes, but unfortunately there was this whole pandemic thing that kind of ruined everything.
So I think it's awesome that you used to teach middle school and now you're going to graduate school in Alabama. And I just finished graduate school at Alabama, Roll Tide.
Yeah.
And now here I am teaching middle school. So we've kind of swapped places. All right, I'm going to start really quickly just because I've got one that I really like right here. History of the Spanish Monarchy.
I saw this one the other day. This one is great.
Do you want to tell us why it's great? Why you think it's funny?
I don't know a whole lot about the Spanish monarchy, but it was the Hindenburg, their empire.
Right.
They were so powerful. Like the Catholic monarchs, they just were wrecking Europe, wrecking the Americas. And then all of a sudden they just were nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, most historians point to like when they lost the Spanish Armada to the English. This one's great. I mean, just the foreshadowing.
Right.
Because it is
gosh.
Literally Napoleon is Anakin. Just innocent, great guy. You think you're rooting for him, and then he just looks like, wait, he's Darth Vader. That happened real quick.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even make that connection. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't know that he was Corsican until I watched the oversimplified videos on the Napoleonic Wars, the most recent two that the guy did.
All right, so it's the Mormons and the Civil War. Cameron and I love this one because we know a lot of Mormon history, being LDS ourselves.
Yes.
But this one is just so funny because, for those of you who don't know, like, basically, 1847, 1846, Mormons got kicked out of the United States. They left. They went to Utah, place that the Mexicans owned it, but no one actually ever bothered to put anything there besides the Native Americans. You did have quite a bit of Native Americans. And so they go out there, and then boom, Civil War hits. And the whole time the Mormons just sat there in Utah. I think even the president of the church was like, yeah, we're not sending people. No, let them. We're just going to chill here. And it works even better because you have their mooses up in the Rocky Mountains just chilling.
Right.
As America, the rest of the country's just in flames.
Was Utah even a state yet? Or was it still a territory?
Utah doesn't become a state until 1896.
Okay. Founder of Memorial Day. No one remembers me. I mean, the point that you don't know who he is just makes it a little bit funnier, too.
Yeah, I have no idea who this is.
Okay, so I've seen the format, but I haven't seen this one. You're gonna help us fight Spain and then leave, right?
There's another one where, on this same one where it's George Washington and his 123 slaves, and all men are created equal. Oh, so we're gonna be free, right? Right?
I did see that one. Have you seen Luca yet? The new Pixar movie?
Yeah. This one, yeah. I don't know. I haven't studied a lot of Sparta, but they were pretty. They were really into those eugenics, weren't they?
I don't know if you might even be able to say they were some of the first eugenicists, even though they didn't really get the idea behind genetics. They were just like, this baby looks weak, throw it out.
To be fair to them, they were pure military, so it's like...
Right.
What am I going to do with this kid with a slight defect?
It's Treasure Planet.
Yeah. I've never actually seen them.
Oh my gosh!
So I just have to say, like, with all these controversy about cultural appropriation and colonization and stolen lands, like, how does the British not get, like, just dragged through the mud?
Well, sometimes
literally, the British Museum is just, hey, look at everything we stole for 200-300 years.
Right, and sometimes they do get in a lot of crap. So you remember when the Olympics were in Greece? The Greeks were like, hey, since you guys are going to be sending delegates down here anyway, and it's kind of like a big deal, you know, it's the Olympics in Greece where the Olympics started, how about you just also give us parts of the Parthenon back? And the Brits were just like, yep, we'll see you at the Olympics. We're definitely participating.
And I do have to give the British credit. As far as I know, they just are like, yeah. People are like, you stole that. That's horrible. Okay?
Yeah, they're like, it is absolutely terrible that our great-great-grandparents did indeed do that, but not us, and so we're gonna keep it.
Come spend money, and you can, just give us some money, and you can come see it.
Right.
And I think, I never realized, but I read a book this last semester, like, what, 1600s to the 1800s, the British were just constantly fighting people.
Oh, yeah.
And just constantly like, oh, yeah, let's take this.
Well, when you're trying to create a worldwide empire, you've got to.
Yeah.
You're not going to have peace all the time everywhere.
And it's always funny because, like, you always, with, like, American history, you think, oh, we beat the British, American Revolution. And the British were like, yeah, we wouldn't. We conquered India, we took Pakistan, we took China, like... Yeah, we didn't really care about you guys.
Well, and we beat them when they had already been weakened by the French War, the French-Indian War. I figured as someone who's more into American history, a lot of the people I know into Civil War like Teddy Roosevelt memes.
He got shot? I didn't know he got shot on stage.
Yeah,
No.
well, I don't know if he got shot while he was on stage, but there was an assassination attempt either during or right before he was about to give a speech. But it went through like a pocketbook or something like that. And so it slowed down significantly, and it didn't really, like, it made him bleed. He was bleeding on stage, and you could see the stain growing in his shirt as far as I've read. But it didn't go into where it caused him any pain, any major pain, or any real damage. And so he just stood up and gave like a 45-minute speech while the guy is being carried away by the police.
Okay, that's a baller move.
That is a baller thing to do.
Kamikazes.
And look at the comments. Get in the zero and become a hero.
I want to like, how do they teach about kamikaze pilot? Like, it'd be interesting in Japan. Like, how do they teach World War II and like kamikaze pilots? All right, here's a Poland one for you.
Why shouldn't I keep it? The Poles to this day are still very bitter with Americans because of that. Because we just were
like, you guys got it.
Yeah, we're like, all right, Stalin, yeah, good. No one cares. Have you seen the Penguins of Madagascar movie?
I haven't seen the Penguins movie, but I mean, that is like why you watch the first and second Madagascar.
Right. War of Northern Aggression. This, I feel like, is one of those controversial ones, depending on what part of the United States you're in.
Right? Like, that has been the interesting thing coming from Utah and doing Civil War in Alabama.
Right.
Like, there's so much controversy about it still, where I'm like, really, guys? Like, we're still hung up on this stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they totally are. Yeah. And not everyone, like I should say. It's definitely not everyone, but I mean, yeah. I definitely may have been called Yankee a few times as a slur.
I haven't gotten that point yet.
Yeah, well, it'll happen. Oh my gosh! Yes! Do you know who the exception to that rule is?
Poland?
No, the Mongols. The Mongols
yes.
are always the exception. You've seen the Crash Course history videos, yeah?
Yeah.
So every time an exception comes up in those, and it's the Mongols, John Green's always like, And no one's ever done this. Except, and then it's got
The Mongols.
it's got this stock footage from like the 70s or 60s of
Yeah.
Mongols
Okay,
running
yeah.
through the fields, and it says, "We're
I
the
know which one
exception."
you're talking about.
Oh my heavens, we didn't even get halfway through the memes that Matt and I reviewed, and we're at 10 minutes. We're gonna need a part 2, and that's okay. But I'll see you at the next part. If you liked this, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like this, shut the heck up. Hope you did enjoy it though, and we're hoping to get a conversation with Matt in the future where he gets to talk about his actual research. So if you'd like to see that video, also let me know in the comments. And if you didn't like to see that video, if you would not like to see that video, also shut up. Just kidding. Bye.